Creating has always been an essential part of my life. I got into drawing at a very young age, and I was actually pretty good at it. I was no child prodigy by any means. My work had always been within the boundaries of child's art. When I was about 5 or 6 years old, I joined an after-school art class, which I attended for a few years. I learned a few things and created a few nice art pieces, until it started to feel a grind. At that point, I left. I stopped drawing and painting, and that is pretty much what I've been doing ever since. When something starts to feel tiring, when there is no excitement in doing it, I stop, I take a break, explore something else. A little after I quit drawing, photography entered my world. My parents, last Santa Claus, got me a digital point-and-shoot camera, and from that point, I took photos and videos of everything. However, by the time I went to high school, I had stopped any activities related to art and photography. My heart and mind were all into computers and programming. It was through graffiti that I rediscovered my artistic self. At the same time, YouTube had started being a thing, and there already were the first YouTubers around. With some friends, we decided to make a tech channel. From there, I went into filmmaking and video editing, but also discovered tools like Photoshop and Illustrator, and later got into graphic design. YouTube never really led to anything, since we were way too young at that point, and didn't really take it seriously enough. But through that process, I learned and got exposed to so many different ways to create. Because in the end, that is what that was all about. Creating. Drawing, programming, graffiti, photography, filmmaking, graphic design, these were all driven by my need to create, and all of them played an important role in the development of my style and taste. Drawing skills were really useful in my graffiti work. Graffiti background helped me develop faster in the field of graphic design. Exposure to concepts such as composition and color theory now greatly influences my photography and filmmaking. And programming and technical skills, well, they help in anything related to gear and to working with computers. This year is my final year in high school, and along comes the great final exam, which will determine the university and department where I'll be continuing my studies. That means zero free time for creative projects. Everybody keeps saying things like, this year is really important, your future depends on this year, you have to concentrate, you have to study, you have to leave everything else aside. But what they don't understand is the need us creatives have to create. The feeling when you get an idea for a project, when the inspiration hits you and you can't think of anything else but that, it's what drives us. This never-ending, deep, unhealthy, fierce need we have to express ourselves, to make things that contain little bits of our souls, to fail, to try again, explore things, change our styles, work for people that won't pay us, quit everything, and then start again, because we cannot stop. This is what we do. This is what brings meaning to our lives. Creating.